So, hi Mark, thank you for joining me for our digital episode. I know you joined Alderley earlier this summer as our group head of digital. Would you mind briefly introducing yourself and your past experiences?
Yeah, hi there, Rain. So I'm Mark Slinger, and I'm kind of looking after the digital function within the Alderley Group. Background, I suppose I come from kind of 20 plus years of working in digital across a number of different industries, mainly in the telco and a bit of cybersecurity and a few other industries, but predominantly in the telecommunications industry. Heavily around kind of big data analytics and kind of looking at taking data from all sorts of systems and really trying to understand what's going on, trying to predict what might happen in the future, and really help businesses kind of move forward and automate some of the activities that they're doing today.
Okay. So after working in the telecommunications industry, I'd be interested to know your opinions of what the energy industry can learn from the telecommunications industry in terms of digital. If we've got any challenges that would be similar.
So yeah, really good question. I think kind of quite a difficult question to answer, but kind of let me kind of put that in a kind of a few thoughts. So I think what I found in my past experiences in every business in kind of the 21st century, they need data to run effectively. Oil and gas industry has been heavily asset and people intensive over the last century, and it definitely needs to continue to reform and embrace digital technologies. Telecoms definitely had a head start. You know, it was at the forefront of the digital services boom with internet connectivity. But I think one of the biggest challenges they had was to deal with the speed of change in the industry. You know, they had to really become agile. They had to quickly change and kind of meet customer demands and look at the different competitors that were coming into the market. And they really had to use technology to innovate their way out of some of the legacy systems that they had. Now, I think one of the things that I noticed was that they used a number of different methods to kind of solve this. So they recognized that no one company could really help deal with that. You know, there are lots of different vendors and suppliers out there, but no real one vendor could actually solve all the problems. Okay. So they really had to build trusted partnerships across all their partner networks to become lean and kind of agile and kind of faster at delivering. Some of the other areas I think where the kind of innovation and digitization is kind of not just about the systems and solutions, but also about organizational change. So it's really about the people and about driving that change across all the organization as well. Attracting talent was a really big thing as well, getting the right talent in at the right time to execute some of those changes. And then I think also kind of one of the big things, and that was kind of what was of interest to me specifically, was that data, analytics, AI and automation, it really had to be put at the center of the business to be able to help drive faster decision making. And I think there's a lot of similarities there with the energy industry as well. You know, to me, it's clear that kind of such a big industry like the energy industry, you know, small changes will make massive incremental improvements across the business. You know, whether or not that's across maintaining assets or improving efficiencies or decreasing kind of unplanned downtime, those sorts of things. So I think there's kind of a lot of similarities, and I suppose that's kind of one of the things that kind of drew me to this role.
Yeah, I guess then there's a great opportunity to take all of your digital learnings from the telecoms, being an industry that needed to respond to change so rapidly, and applying them in the energy sector.
Yes, absolutely. You know, that was certainly something that kind of drew me to Alderley and drew me to the role. You know, in terms of there's a lot of changes happening in the market. Digitization is kind of one of those areas that can really help the business move forward.
Yeah. So in terms of what's been happening to date with digital, how do you foresee digital disrupting the energy sector? What do you see the opportunities are, especially for Alderley?
Yeah, that's kind of another interesting question. So, you know, I suppose digital technologies, like in a lot of sectors, not just in the energy industry, they're kind of not new to the industry. You know, people have been collecting data and doing things with it for a long time remotely. But certainly with advances over the last kind of 5-10 years, digitalization done right has the real potential to allow a business to leap ahead of it against its competition. The kind of fourth industrial revolution promises ways of kind of improving efficiencies and kind of improving the bottom line. And there's a lot of technologies that people are already investing in today. Things like big data, automation, cloud, robotics, IoT, to name but a few. Kind of a lot of people are investing in those areas already. Kind of from an Audley Group perspective, we kind of have a lot of expertise in a number of key areas around things like metering, kind of produced water, hydraulics, electrical, and a number of other areas. And we're using some of those new technologies now to help us drive support and decision support for customers. We're helping people to collect data at the edge, really cutting out some of the traditional layers that people used to have when they had to collect data, and really help deliver truly technically defensible data. We're also using this data to help automate performance monitoring of the metering stations, and predict meter and other equipment failures to reduce the downtime, to also help optimize calibration activities so that you can have an as and when needed basis instead of traditional time-based activities, which are maybe not necessarily needed when the equipment's running okay. And to also help understand measurement uncertainty and the associated financial exposure that businesses have, and how to help reduce the kind of cost of mismeasurements and those sorts of things. So we're really using and embracing the technology to kind of help people in a number of those different areas.
Yeah. I mean, it's clear that in such a huge industry like energy, improvements driven by digital can have a massive impact on maintaining the assets, improving efficiency, and decreasing unplanned downtime from the new availability of data.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So last of all, I hear you are going to Apec, which is the world's largest oil and gas energy exhibition.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you excited? What do you hope to see? What are you expecting?
Yeah, no, I am actually. No, so it's good that you asked that, because I suppose this is the kind of first in-person big event that I've been to since before COVID. So actually, I'm kind of quite excited to really kind of go and visit, take the pulse of the market, listen to the kind of latest thinking and ideas, from customers and from our competitors as well. Really understand what kind of some of the latest technology advancements and what people are doing and who's doing that in which regions, and also kind of meet and speak to some of our key partners and customers and understand some of their current challenges now that they're starting to come out of maybe some of those COVID lockdowns, and understand how kind of what we're doing now in digital in Audley can help them kind of move faster maybe as well, to accelerate and take advantage of some of the new technologies.
Yeah, great. Well, slightly jealous. I hope you have a great time, and it's in a couple of weeks, isn't it? And I will catch up with you afterwards.
Thanks a lot. Cheers. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it.
Great. Speak to you soon.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye-bye.